Okay, it's 10 o'clock Central Time, and this is our podcast, Micro Moment Compound Stock Earnings Compass podcast. Uh, right now, it's just me and Randy, but of course, then you really don't need anybody, just me and Randy. But
Yeah, that's true.
I think Tim's going to try to get in here, be his first time. I want you to go to our website, Micro Moment, www.micromomenttrading.com. And on that website, you're going to find everything there is to know about CSE and our micro moment trading. It's going to have all of our seminars that we do, what they cost when they're given, and you're going to see where people, you're not going to see this. You're going to be able to subscribe to our account report, which is free. It's been published for 20 years. And it shows all the emails we get in the course of a week, all the emails, and I don't know what that noise was. All the emails and questions people ask, reports how they're doing, and then the responses from our folks. And it's absolutely free. So just go to www.micromomenttrading.com and sign up for the free account report. It's been a heck of a day today, both for Randy and I was attending the Micro Moment first session this morning. And Randy probably did something incredible, but we had an incredible day this morning with Micro Moment. We had a total today of 85.03%.
Whoa, it was a big day.
It's incredible because yesterday we only had 3.61 and the day before that 12 because Monday was a holiday, so we weren't trading. So we've been averaging about 125 a week over there. It looks like it's a decent day tomorrow. We'll hit it. We had 11 trades, 85.03%. I did bring in 2 trades from yesterday's second session. I don't get those returns until later on, so I report them as part of today's. So that would have been about 6 or 7% less than 85. So Randy, tell us about your stuff today. Oh, by the way, if you want to make a comment, talk to us, or type in your message, and we'll respond right back. You can do that on the thing here, the YouTube thing, and we'll respond right back. So, Randy, why don't you bring us up to date on covered call business?
Sure. Yep. Well, first off, I'm out here in Arizona, and you can see I got on my Arizona State Sun Devils. That's my alma mater. So,
Yeah.
Out here visiting, and it's warmer than back east. I think we hit 70 something yesterday, so it's a little bit better than being in that freezing. When I left Atlanta, it was 27 degrees.
It's 80,
yesterday.
It's 82 out here in Puerto Rico. And
there you go. That's what's nice about being down south. So anyway, good week this week. Yep, lots of volatility. This market just has no clue where it's going or why. They're blaming everything right now on that coronavirus that's starting to really kind of be devastating in China and is spreading around the world now as people travel. So airline travel is pretty risky, and that's what the market is kind of selling off. But we have 2 different services that I teach. One of them is momentum trading, which uses the Compound Stock Earnings Advanced Charting proprietary trading platform. Not trading, but charting platform. It's a proprietary chart, uses about 21 technical indicators that rolls them all into one easy to learn how to read chart and lets us know when a stock is starting a new cycle. And since the overall market is rising, it just keeps going up. It's just like amazing how it just can't go down almost. But while the market's rising, then we're looking for rising cycles beginning and buying calls. And during the actual coaching webinar, which is 1 hour every Monday morning, but we couldn't hold it on Monday morning this week because that was a holiday and the market was closed. So during that webinar, I go through and teach how to read the charts, answer questions, and bring the knowledge and education level of everybody up. And by doing that, I go through about 35, 40 charts during the webinar and usually find a stock that's just starting back into a rising cycle. So we did Intel right on the webinar. Found Intel. I entered Intel, and it was going up very nicely. And actually, that one, Joe, usually the momentum trade that we call it, they usually take a day or 2 or 3 days to fully develop. But Intel actually 4 hours later, I closed it for 2.5% return. Normally, I look for a 5% return, but because of this wild and crazy market, you never know when things are going to start going down, and then they start going up, and then they go down. So I just decided to go ahead and lock in my profit. And as a wise man once said, you never lose money when you take a profit. So 2.5% in 4 hours, that's perfectly fine. From 5% on the boys with the micro moment trading, but it still is a nice return. 2.5% every week is a pretty good return for a year. So
beats anything in the market, that's for sure. One thing Randy has available that we don't have on micro moment, and he teaches us seminars, and there's rules, and they're real simple rules, but you got to follow the rules when you're doing traditional covered calls and the different variations of traditional covered calls. And when you're doing the micro moment, we have no rule. You get into it and you immediately get out of it. The last 15, 20, sometimes as long as a minute. And then you're out. You're never in it overnight. You're never in over the weekend, obviously. And but you don't have any rules. The rule is you don't speculate and let a loss creep in there. And so try to keep the losses down around 1% or something like that. So Randy has somebody can buy stock, start his covered call techniques. It doesn't make any difference if the stock goes up, if it goes down. You can stay in it forever, and you're gonna make used to be, Randy, remember a long time ago, we tried to say about 3 or 4% a month. That's when they had the old once a month expirations, which was the third Friday. And now many of the stocks have them every single week, every single Friday. So you can make much more. Now you can make 5% a week, 4% a week, and just it's come so far over all the years, close to 20 years we've been doing that technique. And the trading platforms have gotten so good. There's no commission trades now. Most of the brokerage firms don't charge a commission. They've got a trading fee in there, but it's not much. And but there's no commission fee because it used to be the commissions and the trading fee. So it's really, really, really fantastic.
Yeah,
he's got, he doesn't have to worry about it. And the other thing too, if you buy stocks and you get good dividend paying stocks, he has a great technique where you can buy dividend paying stock and sell a covered call on an out of the money covered call, weekly, monthly, whatever you want to do. And you can increase your returns hugely over just getting that dividend. And you're not going to have any risk of losing your stock whatsoever because you're selling an out of the money covered call. So if you did get called out and you've got a profit at the call out, you just go back and buy the stock at the old price. So it really, really works well. Trade the moment, again, we had 2 sessions, maybe a second session each day. But the first session starts at 8:30 Central Time, which is when the market opens, and usually ends about 9:30, and it's over with. And we have been averaging around 125, 126% a week for the last 38 weeks. That's been a subscription service. We've been doing it a lot longer than that, but it wasn't a subscription service. We also have a corporate account that is open with money in it, and our trading guys, are Micah and Tim, are working on doing some trades in that and getting used to it because it's a different platform than what they're used to. And then we're going to have that audited. I don't know how often they audit it, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, however they do it, and that will be published. Also, we're going to try to have the actual trading screen up during those sessions so you can see them actually making the trades on that screen. And because nobody ever believes these returns, but they're there. And on those morning sessions, the platform we use, go to webinar, people can ask questions, and we can even bring them on like on the phone. They're just speaking through their computer speaker microphone, and they're making the same returns. Just like if Randy had all his people on the microphones, they would be making the same returns he's getting. He's been doing it for a long, long time with his own money, his own account, And he wouldn't have been doing this that long unless people really made a lot of money out of it. So it was just kind of shorthand. They wouldn't have anybody else's input. It's just me and you would just make it short. This is a short one today. So surely somebody's out there wants to ask a question.
Yeah. You know, the Micah and Tony and group, they do the micro moment trading. They're in and out in 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever, back to cash. I do it on the S&P 500 index in sometimes 2 minutes and 3 minutes, so it's a little bit slower. But I did a 4.2% return this morning, 2.8%, and 1.4% return on the micro moment type trading on the S&P 500 index. So,
hadn't you done the SPY every now and then?
Yeah, the SPY, you just have to have more contracts to do the same amount of money. I just like the index plus. There's some tax advantages to trade in the index, so
yeah,
it's nice. But you know, Joe, you were talking about you were talking about being able to manage positions, and that's with the covered call. And I also teach the covered call platinum service, which builds upon the teaching that you do with the 2-day full seminar on covered calls, and we take that to a higher level as well, where 2 hours of online live in the market coaching every single week for all the participants. And those are recorded while we're doing them so that you can watch the archive later on as many times as you wish and keep going through that training over and over and over again. And in that service, we I'm managing my own portfolio with my own money. And whenever I find a position that I'm getting ready to get into, then I send an alert out that says, this is what I'm doing. And everyone to be able to follow along with their virtual trading account. So as they're starting off and learning, you do virtual trading, which is just like real trading, but you're using play money. And so you can follow along and learn hands-on exactly how to do the processes, not only finding and entering the positions, but also doing the management. And as you mentioned, Joe, that management, which means if the stock goes down too far, because with the covered call and the way that we do it at Compound Stock Earnings is with in the money covered calls with a positive call return. The stock can go up, as you said, it can go sideways, it can even go down, and we still get called out, which means we get all of our money back plus our profit locked in. If it goes down too far, then we have the management techniques, and that's really what sets it apart from anyone else that's teaching how to do covered calls, is having that management where we can continue to generate income week after week after week while waiting for that equity to cycle back up, and be able to get out at a lower level than entry and still get all your money back.
Yeah, when you say produce income, what the folks here have to understand is, like if you get into a position and you get a 5% return by buying the stock, or a leap, which gives you, leap is in place of the stock, it only costs a fraction, so it gives you incredible leverage without having to borrow money from the broker, and just absolutely incredible leverage, and you make a lot higher returns if you buy the long out option, we call it a leap, and just rent that. We're sort of in the real estate business. We look at stock as if it's a piece of real estate. We buy it. We don't care if we ever get rid of it, because what we're going to look at is to make that same return that let's say 5%, 8%, 10%, whatever it was. We have the ability to keep making that same return based on what we got into it for. No matter where the stock goes. If it goes down, it almost disappears. We still have the ability to keep making 5% on our original investment. And then if it goes up, we have the ability to make a lot more if we're still in the stock. And so you not only can get incredible leverage, but if you want consistent income, not worry about the market. We need to approach them here. But they come down to somebody out there doing some landscape work. You still have me okay?
Somebody's got their guitar going or something there in the background. I don't know what that is.
It's a weed eater. And
It's probably Marcus practicing with his band.
that's right. That's what we need in there next door. I don't know if we need my yard here or somebody else's yard. But anyhow, so it's a great way to grow your money and compound it. For instance, $2,000 on the micro moment stuff. If you put that into account, never add another dime, but you just trade that account as it grows. You keep trading the full account. In 24 months, your 2,000 is going to grow into 350,000. Oh no, $850,000 roughly in 24 months. If you just make a fraction of what these guys make each day in a week, if you make 6% a week, they're making 125% a week. So if you just do one of their trades and make that kind of return, that's what that money's going to go into.
There you go, Joe. Just while you were talking, I entered another micro moment trading on SPX.
Okay.
3.7% return. It took 4 minutes.
That's right. You know,
just while you were talking.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. So you know, it's really a great way to go, and you can get into this, and you can do it like earlier. Randy mentioned, do virtual trading. You don't have to have a penny in there of real money, so you're not going to lose anything until you become experienced with doing it. Because virtual trading is virtually the same thing. And you know, you can go that way until you really become good, and then it's just an incredible thing. I've often said, and I say this all the time, instead of a kid gets out of high school, just send them to college, send them to learn the micro moment technique or Randy's technique. It costs a few $1,000 versus thousands upon thousands of dollars, and it's not going to take, because these kids that graduate high school now are very computer literate, and it doesn't take long to catch on to this stuff. And then they've got something they can do the rest of their life. Then they can go to college and pay for it themselves. In fact, Randy, the other day I was thinking, we're not, but people say, well, is this some kind of book or something? Well, there's a book on Randy's stuff, because there's a lot of rules. Not a lot of rules, but there's rules. And so there's a book on that. But micro moment, there is no book on it. You just have to learn how to get out of a deal so fast that you don't have a loss of any significance. And that's why the trades are so fast, absolutely fast. But Randy, we're more of a trade school here. We're not like a financial education outfit. We're a trade school. Because you go to trade school, you learn how to become a welder, you learn how to become a plumber, you learn how to become an electrician. And like the micro moment is like that. It's a trade school technique. You learn to do it. Every one of those guys come on, Tim and Micah, and they got the chart up there, which is a proprietary chart that tells you when to get in, tells you when to get out. And they go through each one of their trades, and they're real money trades. And you learn like in trade school, you learn welding by welding. You learn become a plumber by plumbing, I guess that's what you call it, and electrician by electrifying. But it's trade school, and you learn it fast, and you're doing it. You're just following them, just like you just follow Randy, and pretty soon you're really, really good at it. So
and the key, Joe, is having the intraday streaming charts. Without those charts, you would just be out there speculating, throwing darts at a board to try to get in and out of trades. But with the proprietary intraday streaming charts, that is what makes that micro moment trading possible.
Absolutely. And okay, well, nobody wants to talk to us, Randy. Nobody's typed anything in.
Yeah. Oh, there's one.
There's Larry. Or the Thursday night CC coaching webinars offered as a standalone service. Go ahead, Randy.
Yes, they are. As we have the Advanced Charting Platinum service, that's coaching on Mondays. We have the Cover Call Platinum service, that's coaching on Wednesdays, and includes Thursday night Cover Call coaching. And Thursday night, yes, Larry, that is a standalone service as well. And it's really geared towards the beginner to be able to ask your questions, get once a week live coaching over the internet in a video call just like this, where you get to see what's going on, look at charts, analyze them, go through the rules, see how to implement them, where they apply. And that is also then recorded so you can watch it over and over. So you don't have to be available while it's going on, because people have lots of things to do. you can watch the recording later on and still take advantage of all that training. So absolutely, Thursday evening coaching for cover calls is standalone by itself as well.
Okay. And I teach the covered call seminar every couple of months. There's probably a date for it now in the website, on the website. And it lasts 2 days, Saturday from 9 o'clock in the morning, Saturday about 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, same way on Sunday. And so that's how you can start off learning the basic cover call technique. And then Randy picks up with all his stuff, which is all the different things that you can do with it and how to manage them. But okay, well, I don't see anybody else want a question. We'll kind of cut it short today since we're missing 3 of our people. I don't know what happened to Tim, but he'll be here. He'll be here next Thursday, and I don't know what happened to. I didn't hear anything from Keith, and I know Micah had some things he had to do, so he couldn't be here. So thank you very much, Randy. Thank you very much for being here. And too bad we about 21 minutes, 12:21 now. So we'll see everybody next Thursday. Thanks a lot.
Take care. So long.